The human body is designed to live out in the wild. We're designed for this. However, we've come so far from it that we are limited by how our body's designed, and it is actually causing problems because we subluxate regularly. We subluxate because of our lifestyle. It's so different than what we were designed for. Now, thinking about that, everybody on the planet that lives a lifestyle outside of how we're designed is going to be stressed. We're all stressed because of that. And it's not just stress like in a short peak that comes up and goes down. It's a chronic stress that just lasts. And throughout your life, you're stuck with this stress because you're not in your medium of life. You're not in your ecosystem that you're supposed to be. You're designed for a whole different thing. It's like, in my world, riding a dirt bike that's designed for outdoor racing and racing indoor. Totally different lifestyle, right? Gearing's wrong, the engine's wrong, the torque is wrong, everything's wrong. And then just continuing that and stressing the heck out of your body because it's in the wrong setting. We have to take that and understand it, that we are so far removed from how we're designed. We're living such a lifestyle that's not congruent with what our body's trying to tell us, that hey, you're not eating right, you're not thinking right, you're not sleeping right, you're not exercising, you're not doing anything right. And it's been telling this to us for a long time, which we call symptoms, and then we go and treat that medically to get rid of the symptoms and quiet it down because our body has no idea what it's trying to tell us, right? We just think that we're genetically doomed to failure, and my mom had it, my dad had it, I'm gonna get it, so I might as well just take pills so I don't have to listen to my body, which, okay, stop that, stop the crazy. And go back to listening to your body, and then try and add more of how we're designed. Try and add more of how your lifestyle should be. And then realize that all of the little signals that have been talking to you have been telling you for a long time that you're subluxated, that you're not connected, you're incongruent, your body is disconnected, and you want to get that corrected. Oh my goodness, it's so much better to live connected. I know that because I was so disconnected when I got adjusted. It's like I woke up. My body was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea I could think clear. And you actually get into a point, and the longer you're subluxated, that you feel that this is normal. And then when you get adjusted, you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea how good it was supposed to be. Make sure that you're clear. Make sure that you're taking this seriously and getting your nerve system checked. Just think about it. Take yourself out of your busy life right now for a moment and realize we are no different than any animal on the planet relative to a lifestyle we're designed for. Every animal on the planet is designed for a lifestyle in the environment, in the wild, out there with Mother Earth, not in a building, not on concrete in a car, listening to YouTube or listening to Pandora. You're supposed to be inside the environment that you're designed for. And because we're not, we're subluxating. Add to it, the human head is a 20-pound bowling ball sitting on top of a little 3-ounce bone called the atlas. And the atlas is, if you're lucky, kind of shaped like a cup that holds the skull. If you're unlucky, it's going to be shaped more flat, like a saucer. And what happens is, even if you're lucky and you have a cup-shaped atlas that holds the skull can still slip outside the cup. If you're more unlucky and it's shaped like a saucer, it slides out more readily. And what happens when it slides out is it pinches your brainstem, it alters the brain chemistry, it alters your blood flow, the cerebral spinal fluid is altered, you have all kinds of meninges and delicate pieces of your brain that are distorted and tense, and when they're tense, they don't fire correctly, which means messages don't go to your body correctly, which means you end up having a distorted life expression we call disease. And then what do you do about that? You go and treat it medically versus understanding that there's a distortion in your life expression and go and get that corrected, which is going to a chiropractor, getting it adjusted. And then it also affects vertebral arteries that feed the back of your brain. You have these little vertebral arteries that come straight up, take a 90 degree, go straight up, take another 90, and then straight over towards the center, take another 90 into the brain. And if that's distorted and twists, study a little bit about hydrodynamics and what happens if you twist a water canal and how much pressure and what happens. It distorts your oxygen to your brain. It distorts the transmission of building block supplies to your brain. It distorts all kinds of things. And although we study neurology, this concept of how the human body works is so beyond us, we still know only 1% of what's really happening scientifically inside the human body, in my opinion. It is so far beyond the physical things that we can measure. There's intangibles that you can't measure. And unfortunately, because we like to use science a lot, we kind of discounted the most important part of the human body and how it functions, which is the immeasurable, the part that gives it life. Understanding that, you have something going on that's very delicate up here. And if it's interfered with, who cares what's gonna happen as far as who cares about the specific symptoms, because it could be infinite. And I've seen that. Pretty much everybody that walks in has different symptoms. If you're out of alignment up here, if you're not correct up here, it can rob your life. Who cares what's wrong? Just get it corrected. And that part we do know. We do know how to correct it. To a degree now, over the past 100 years, we've been perfecting it. I believe it'll get better and better because we're still infants in this process, considering the medical systems have been around for 2,000 years. Chiropractic's only been around for 100, a little bit over. We're infants in this concept, and guess what? The foundation has never changed. It's the same. It's the same concept, same principles, same belief that the body is designed to express life and heal itself out 100% on its own. And it needs no help, just no interference. And it can do that if it's adjusted. It can do that if you visit a chiropractor. So, get in, get it checked. Make sure that your head's on straight, as I always say. Thank you for your time.